Hello, good day everyone. I am Jane Sapiaza, and for today's lesson, we will be tackling about the judiciary and national defense in the Federal Republic of Germany. So, the judiciary of Germany, it is a system of courts that interprets and applies the law in Germany. The German legal system is a civil law, mostly based on a comprehensive compendium of statutes as compared to the common law systems. So when we say statutes, it is the collection of written enactments of a legislative in which it can be used to declare a policy. In civil law, it is founded on the principles laid out by the Basic Law for the Federal Republic of Germany. So in criminal and administrative law, Germany uses an inquisitorial system. So when we say inquisitorial system, it is a legal system in which the court or the judges has the active involvement in investigating the facts of the case. So in Germany, the independence of the judiciary is historically older than democracy. The judicial system is established and governed by Part 9 of the Basic Law for the Federal Republic of Germany. So this law, the Basic Law, serves as the nation's constitution. So German law is primarily codal in nature. So the law adjudicated in court comes from the German codes. So the court system adjudicates public law and private law. So when we say public law, it regulates the relations between the citizen or the person and the state. And the private law, it regulates the relation between two person and companies or companies. So German law, especially private law, is mainly based on early Byzantine law, specifically Justinian's Code, and to a much lesser extent the Napoleonic Code. So Courts Constitution Act is the primary legislation concerning court organization. The court structure is divided mainly into three: ordinary jurisdiction, specialized jurisdiction, and constitutional jurisdiction. However, there are five basic types of courts. The ordinary law courts, the administrative law courts, tax law courts, social law courts, and constitutional law courts. In Germany, ordinary courts has the most numerous number of courts, garnering 687 local, 116 regional, 24 appellate, and 1 federal, followed by labor courts, which garners 122 local, 19 appellate, and 1 federal, and a total of 142. Then 69 administrative courts, which consist of 52 local, 16 higher, and 1 federal. And then 20 tax courts, which consist of 19 local and 1 federal. And then there is 86 social courts, 69 local, 16 appellate, 1 federal. And then constitutional courts has 17, 16 state constitutional courts and 1 federal constitutional court. Now let us focus more on the three main structures of the court: the ordinary courts, the specialized courts, and the constitutional courts. Now, first we will tackle the ordinary courts. So ordinary courts deals with criminal and most civil cases. So the trial courts in criminal matters are composed of Amtsgerichte, Landgerichte, and Oberlandesgerichte. So in Amtsgerichte, it composes two types: the Strafrichter and the Schöffengericht. So Strafrichter composed of one judge. So its jurisdiction, criminal offenses in which the sentence is expected to be less than 2 years. And the second, Schöffengericht, it composed of 1 or 2 judges and 2 lay judges. So its jurisdiction, criminal offenses in which the sentence is expected to be between 2 and 4 years. Landgericht. It is also composed of two case types. First is Grobe Strafkammer, and the second one is Schwurgericht. So, first in Grobe Strafkammer, it is composed of 2 or 3 judges and 2 lay judges. So, its jurisdiction causes in which the sentence is expected to exceed 4 years, cases where the prosecutor decided to be not tried by Amtsgericht and minor political crimes. And for Schwurgericht, it is composed of 3 judges and 2 lay judges. So its jurisdiction, it specially constituted Strafkammer for felonies. And for the third one of the trial court is the Oberlandesgericht, and its type, the case type is Strafsenat. So Strafsenat comprises 3 or 5 judges. So in its jurisdiction is mostly for serious political crimes. In the appellate courts in criminal matters, it is also composed of 3 types. So the first is Landgericht or Clean Strafkammer. So it is composed of 1 judge and 2 lay judges. So its jurisdiction, appeal for review of facts and laws from the Amtsgericht. And the second is Oberlandesgericht or Strafsenat, and it is composed of 3 judges. So its jurisdiction, appeal for error of law from certain decisions of Amtsgericht. And lastly is Bundesgerichtshof or the Federal Court of Justice. So it is composed of 5 judges, and its jurisdiction is all about the appeal for error of law from the trial decisions of the Landgericht and Oberlandesgericht. Now let us move on to our next topic, which is the specialized courts. So the specialized courts deals with 5 distinct subject areas. So first, the administrative law courts. So in these courts, individuals can have wrongful administrative acts overturned. Then the labor law courts addresses disputes over collective bargaining agreements and working conditions. And next, the social law courts adjudicate cases relating to the system of social insurance. And then the fourth one is finance courts. So it is also called the tax law courts or fiscal courts. So basing on its title, it hears only tax-related cases and exists on 2 levels. And last one is federal patent court. So it hears certain intellectual property cases on patents, utility rights, and trademarks. Now let's move on to the last court structure, which is the constitutional courts. So constitutional courts in state, each one of the Länder has its own state constitutional court. And we can always remember that the courts in the state are administratively independent and financially autonomous from any other government body. And constitutional courts in federal, so the Federal Constitutional Court is the supreme constitutional court established by the Constitution or the Basic Law of Germany. So the sole task of the court is judicial review. So when we say judicial review, it is a process in which the executive, legislative, and administrative actions and or passing of law are subjected to be reviewed by the judiciary. So the sole task of the constitutional courts or the courts is to supervise the law that is passed by these branches, whether it conforms to the Constitution or whether it does not violate the Constitution, which is the basic law. So the personnel of the judiciary are the following. So professional judges, lay judges, prosecutors, and attorneys. Now we're done with the first topic, which is the judiciary, and now let's move on to the national defense in the Federal Republic of Germany. So, Bundeswehr literally means federal defense. So, it is the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Germany. So, Bundeswehr was divided into two, military and civil part. Military is the armed forces of Streitkräfte, and civil part, it is the military part consisting of the German Army, German Navy, German Air Force, Joint Support Service, Joint Medical Service, and Cyber Information Domain Service. The term Bundeswehr was first proposed by former Wehrmacht general and liberal politician Hasse von Manteuffel. The Iron Cross, Esernes Cross, is its official emblem. It is a symbol that has a long association with the military of Germany. The Schwarzes Cross is derived from the Black Cross insignia of the medieval Teutonic Knights. Since 1813, the symbol has been used to denote a military declaration for all ranks. So, its official ethos was based on three major themes. First, the aims of the military reformers at the beginning of the 19th century, such as Scharnhorst, Gneisenau, and Clausewitz. And the second one is the conduct displayed by members of the military resistance against Adolf Hitler, especially the attempt of Klaus von Stauffenberg and Henry von Treschow to assassinate him. And third, its own tradition since 1955. So what is the traditions of this Bundeswehr? So the modern Bundeswehr traditions are the Grober Zapfenstich and Gelobnis. So Grober Zapfenstich, it is a form of military tattoo. So military tattoo is a performance of music or display of armed forces in general. So as we can see, there is a trumpeters and timpani, corps of drums, up to two escort companies of the Bundeswehr's Watch Battalion, and there is also a torch bearers. And for the Gelobnis, it is a solemn oath made by recruits during basic training and serving professional soldiers. So the command organization of Bundeswehr. So in this, let us tackle the history of organization, senior leadership, combat forces, operational command, and mission. So history of organization. In October 2000, the Joint Support Service, the Streitkräfte basis, was established to concentrate logistics and other supporting functions, such as military police, supply, and communications under one command. So medical support was reorganized with the establishment of the Joint Medical Service. In 2016, the Bundeswehr created its youngest branch, the Cyber and Information Space Command. So the Joint Medical Service and the Cyber and Information Space Command, we can say that they are related. Now, senior leadership. The Minister of Defense or the Chancellor is supported by the Chief of Defense or Generalinspektor, and the service chiefs and their respective staffs in his or her function as Commander-in-Chief. And the service chiefs from the Military Command Council, with functions similar to those of the Joint Chiefs of Staff in the United States. Combat Forces. The combat forces of the Army are organized into three combat divisions and participate in multinational command structures at the corps level. The Air Force maintains three divisions and the Navy is structured into two flotillas. The Joint Support Service and the Joint Medical Service are both organized in four regional commands of identical structure. All of these services also have general commands for training, procurement, and general issues. Operational Command. So the Armed Forces Operational Command is the only joint military command of the Bundeswehr. So it controls all abroad running missions. The command is located near Potsdam and is headed by a general lieutenant or the three-star general. Mission. The rule of Bundeswehr is described in the Constitution of Germany as absolutely defensive only. After a ruling of the Federal Constitutional Court in 1994, the term defense has been defined to not only include protection of the borders of Germany, but also crisis reaction and conflict prevention, or more broadly as guarding the security of Germany and anywhere in the world. So the motto of Bundeswehr is Wir dienen Deutschland, or meaning we serve Germany. So the appearance of the Bundeswehr or the German army. So the service uniform is theoretically the standard type of Bundeswehr uniform for general duty and off-post activity, but is most associated with ceremonial occasions. The Army's service uniform consists of a light gray, single-breasted coat and darker gray trousers, worn with a light blue shirt, black tie, and black shoes. The peaked visored cap has been replaced by the beret as the most common form of headgear. Dress uniforms featuring dinner jackets or double-breasted coats are worn by officers for various social occasions. The naval forces wear the traditional navy blue double-breasted coat and trousers. Enlisted personnel wear either a white shirt or a navy blue shirt with a traditional navy color. And for the Air Force, service uniform consists of a blue jacket and trousers with a light blue shirt, dark blue tie, and black shoes. Recruitment of Bundeswehr. So the Bundeswehr offers numerous career paths. So there are only three listed here. So voluntary military service. So voluntary military service, it is an employment relationship for soldiers in a career of the lower rank Bundeswehr personnel. So the, this service only lasts at least 7 and at most 23 months. Its legal status is similar to that of conscripts. So the second of the list among the Bundeswehr career paths is the temporary soldier. So it is a soldier who voluntarily agrees to perform military service for a limited time. So the regular commitment period is a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 25 years, but may not extend beyond the age of 62. So the lastly is the career in the reserve. So there are multiple career paths in the reserve of the armed forces for officers, NCOs, and enlisted personnel, as well as for civilians who have no prior military training. So here in the screen are the awards of the Bundeswehr. So it is their accomplishments. First, the Badge of Honor of the Bundeswehr, Combat Action Medal of the Bundeswehr, German Armed Forces Badge of Marksmanship, German Armed Forces Badge for Military Proficiency, German Armed Forces Service Medal, German Flag Service Medal as of 2002, German Flag Service Medal of 2013, and German Parachute Test Badge. So these are the accomplishments made by the Bundeswehr or the Armed Forces of Germany. So that ends our topic for today, which is all about judiciary branch and the national defense of the country Germany.